Good morning, everyone. How was the weekend? And let's see if we are ready for another week. Fix the screen. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Yeah, let's see how this week goes. We had a great week last week. I'm gonna do my best to keep going with the good streak that we had. Good morning, the Faithless Man, Ben, Bezam, Yap, Alex. Hello, everyone. Okay, we're gonna do same thing we've been doing for the past streams. We're gonna go through the daily chart, going all the way down to the lower time frame. See we can do something. The bullish move keeps going. We are doing all-time highs after all-time highs over and over. And when this happens, like by my experience, it's always better to just, because we don't have anything, like we don't have any references, like price references. So we are constantly looking at the same price leg whenever we are going higher. So it's really hard to frame a reversal. Like for example, here, like we closed this candle as a possible swing, but instead like C3 moved higher. We still have a devil's mark down here. So there's signs where price might be telling us that we want to pull back. But by my experience, whenever we are trading at all-time highs constantly, it's just better to go with the flow of the market. I'm not trying to be the one that catches the reversal, and instead just trade the continuation higher. And whenever it starts showing like more weakness, then start considering to form a bias lower. But again, we trade everything inside sessions, so we can take longs and shorts independently of the bias that we have. On the daily chart, not much. Like the only thing that I see here is that we have this devil's mark on the daily here with the previous like Friday's low. Usually I like to see these devil's marks get tapped, create the wick that we didn't create on this daily candle. So that would be a sign for us to maybe look for shorts. But again, I think it's not enough. Like I don't give that much weight to a devil's mark to actually form a bias on the daily towards them. So yeah, the daily chart not telling me much. We can create a fair value gap here that we can use tomorrow, but for now, nothing. 4 hour. 4 hour, 4 hour. We tapped into a small fair value gap here that we completely filled. And we moved higher. But besides this, we don't have like anything else here. We have a devil's mark here on the 4 hour, because it's just the open daily open on Thursday. 1 hour, and 1 hour we are sitting here in this fair value gap. That's the thing that I want to see. So we have this fair value gap here on the hourly. Good morning, W3U37905. Name, but good morning. We are sitting here in this 1 hour fair value gap. And we can close this 2 a.m. candle as a possible swing here. This is 2. Good morning, Kubin. So if this 2 a.m. candle closes above previous, like the 1 a.m. Hourly low inside this fair value gap. At the same time, we just tapped into this devil's mark. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a move higher. Also, if we go lower, one of the things that I really like is that we have this Asia high smooth edges here. Let me just session labels. See, this is Asia high. We have smooth edges here. We also have SMT with ES on this high at the 11 p.m. high. But ultimately the Asia high is also intact on ES, so we don't have that SMT here at that high. Good morning, Tom. And you already know, like if you know how I trade and what we've been trading the past streams and everything, one of the targets or drawn liquidities that we always have, or that I have, is a strong bias, is the ETH high, especially when we have this smooth edge just here, being this the consolidation here, and maybe have to move higher. Yeah, looking like again with bullish order flow, that's a thing. So higher time frame doesn't tell me much. Lower time frame, like 1 hour, 50-minute, and lower, it's looking. I think it's looking good for a long move. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna get rid of this. So yeah, for me here, I really want to see. Can you share how to use your session indicator routine about smooth edges equal high flows? So Tom, basically, you're gonna see that this type of smooth edges, equal highs, or whatever, they show up usually at Asia high. So it's best to just go for the 50-minute or 5-minute, and you're gonna see this type of formation where it seems that like this is a consolidation, and you have a first high here. Like it's not about the indicator itself. Like the indicator is just showing me that this formed during Asia. And you can see like this forming during London, and you can see this forming independently, like they can form outside a session or an extremely low time frame, and they're going to be valid. The thing is that if you can align the pattern formation for like align it with the session, I give it more weight because usually session liquidity is targeted more often than not. So basically what you want to see is that you have a high and some sort, that's the first high, and then you want to see some sort of consolidation, price not moving, like just ranging, and then moving away quickly, like into the opposite direction, leaving this formation intact. Here, it would be best if this high here didn't sweep this high, how ES did. You see that you have this high here, first one, second one, and third one. Like you have multiple highs here aligning with the Asia, where it forms like, it seems like you have an horizontal barrier here where price don't want to go past it. That's why it causes smooth, because like price stops right really close to before sweeping the previous high that we left. It is true that here we just have two highs. When we have more highs, not just 2, 3, or 4, like when you have more highs, it is like better. Is that it's just meaning that we have more liquidity to be swept if we go towards those highs. But it's not about the indicator, it's just about the formation, when they form and how they form. You're welcome. Okay, one more minute. The 1 hour, it's not closing as a swing, sadly, but we can sweep the low again, maybe form a swing on both 50 minutes and 1 hour, and see if we can move higher. Let's check crude oil 1 second. I want to see if there's something that might be interesting here. That's the long move that we framed last week. Just remove this daily chart. March. Looks like we might be going to inverse this daily fair value gap here. Okay, 3 a.m. Let's go back to MQ. We have fun past weekend. I did. I went scuba diving because I have my licenses, like my courses done. Um, so we went to a scuba diving session. Good morning. Then yeah, we also went to the bar, to the beach, like the usual things. What you usually do here is just go to the beach, go play pool on a bar, like at a bar, have some drinks, go see the sunset, go scuba diving, basically chill. But yeah, it was fun. I did also work, because even though I'm here, I'm working anyway. The good life, yeah, true. They we swept previous hourly high here. Let me check for the breaker that we might want to use if we keep going higher. What do we use? I'm enjoying it so far. I must say that I still like enjoy my normal life at home. Okay, now we swept the previous hourly low, previous 1 hour low. Good. We just swept this right at 3 a.m. So if we start moving higher, I think the point for me here is like if we start closing above this high, that's where I'm gonna be interested on longing. Otherwise, like I don't want to use this or this as a breaker. I want to use something like more higher because that way we clearly break the structure. Get rid of this so we have a bigger screen. We're checking CL real quick. Crude oil, 4 hour, nothing. 1 hour, yeah, for about that. A little below. Asia high, so crude oil might be going for Asia high here. The other thing about crude oil, like I would like to long this, but there's no point of interest here for me to form the breaker and whatever. So I'm passing on it. Thank you. Seems like it's going higher. Gold, not interested in gold. Let's focus on EQ. I really want to take this trade if it keeps going higher. On a lower time frame, I don't want to be in trade too long. I'm trying to see what the breaker is going to look like. Because in the 1 minute, it should be this one. But I don't know if I want to just use this one candle just because we have this downside candle here with the other consecutive ones. But again, if I use this breaker, I'm going to be using pretty much the 5 minute breaker. And then I'm going to need to stay inside this trade for a long period of time. And I'm not like looking for this. Let me get rid of this fair value gap and the session labels. So I think I'm gonna looking for like in between something like this, like something big enough, maybe like this, half of the breaker that I would have used, and look for maybe a long like this. Let me see if I can fit the long in between. What I want to see, it's R. Hmm. Let's see. Or now just framing the idea, nothing clear or sure to be happening here. Mm, and we completely failed to go through the breaker, so we'll have to remain patient. So while we wait, how was the weekend for everyone? Looks like we're gonna sweep the low again here. Hmm. What is the S doing? Grab the low again. Mhm. We're waiting for YM. Is it close? I never check YM. Let's see. One day. But YM did already swept daily. Here's the low, right? Beija low. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense now. Let's see. We said that we are inside a 1 hour fair value gap. Okay. Wow. We might be going for Asia low here. Let me see. Hmm. Morning, Anthony. Pretty slow. Same thing as we've been going through for the past week, where opening is just slow, uh, not really showing anything yet. And let's see if by remaining patient, same way we did throughout the whole week, last week, we can get something. Again, we might be going for a low here. I don't know. Let's wait. If we're going lower, how do you advise us to rotate prop firms to have it in there? How do you manage the prop firms? So, mental. I can explain you guys how I like started with the prop firm game. 27,400s. Okay, let's see. Let me just check this time up before because I didn't check it today yet. Okay, we tapped into minus manipulation. So minus manipulation is just aligning with HI. So we tapped into it and we went lower. We have the plus manipulation extremely low. The yeah 2700 is basically the daily open, like the daily count open. So let's see what happens around there. Not in a rush to take a trade yet. So let's just wait. And again, talking about the how I started or how I think someone can start with the profit game. It's basically you start testing it out again. I'm sure you've done this already. Long this after the sweep. That would be nice. Like if we can get maybe I would see the reaction of the daily open and see the reaction of HLO. And around there, I think we can start looking for longs. What I advise for everyone starting with the prop firms is just start with one. Make sure you can like because there's different phases. At first, you find it really hard to pass the evaluation. Then you find extremely hard to make it to the payout when you have the funded. So it's like starting to learn to go with a bicycle. At first, you really need to take it slow, fail, get on the bike again, start again, fail. So start small, reduce your your exposure to prop firms as little as possible. Like don't try to trade multiple accounts at once at the first time because you're gonna have to like if you lose too much you're gonna have to recover a big chunk and the first payout is gonna go towards recovering part or a big part of what you spent. So go with one, make sure you can trade your model with prop firms because not every model can suit like it can be used for trading prop firms, I think. um and once you're sure that you have the mentality and you can um you've gotten a couple payouts, three payouts, whatever the amount it is for you, start thinking of increasing the exposure that you have on prop firms by you start by getting more accounts and trading them all at once. One of the things that I did at first was not trading like copy trading them all at once because I thought I was not going to be prepared enough. So what I did was just to have different accounts and trade them like simultaneously. Like when I was done with the trade, like with a good trade on one account, I would jump into another, and eventually you get into the loop of like getting enough payouts, uh, but not copy trading all of them. If you are not like sure enough to copy trade all the accounts at once, and then it's just a snowball basically. It's just like a game. You start taking payouts, you reinvest part of them into more accounts, you keep track, you really have to keep track uh, of the expenses that you're having with prop firms so you can really know if the system that you're following is working, like the way you are trading the prop firms is working. But there's no like golden rule, I guess, to prop firms. It's just basically a snowball game. Get a payout, reinvest, two accounts, get two payouts, reinvest, four accounts, get a payout, reinvest, and so on. I don't know, Minta, if you have like any specific question about like management or like any specific question or like a situation where you are at and you need like something more specific. Right? What's your opinion about Take Profit Trader? TPT is like a great prop firm. Like I've used them. I've never gotten a payout with them because I've never traded like too much with them. Like I had a couple accounts and I lost them. Um, but yeah, I've seen traders like Lanto and many others getting big payouts. I think the payout structure, the funded structure they have, like the live account structure that they have, is really good. And I think it's one of I with Apex, I guess it would be the second one, being the one of the firms that let you trade big capital and make like snowball the profit game um, quite big enough and make good amount of profit. It's still going lower. See the 4 hour, 4 hour, 50 minutes. They're grinding lower so far. See on. Well, oil went to Asia highs straight away that we marked out. We can even go for this high here. Again, what I didn't like about crude oil is we didn't have any like fair value gap or high time frame point of interest to rely on. Like if this 1 hour tap into this fair value gap and start moving higher, I think we would have been able to get a long trade here. But since we didn't have a point of interest, it, it's hard for me to decide if we want to take it or not. And gold seems to be doing nothing. Not much happening. Game of patience right now. What's my hard time frame bias, Sandy? Let's go to the 1 hour, to the daily chart. To be honest, on my high time frame bias, like the daily chart, I'm not too sure. I just said that when we're trading all time highs, I like to flow with the trend and try to not like catch any reversal like signs straight away if I don't really see something really interesting. We do have a devil's mark on the daily here, so that's something that might be a little bit bearish. But again, it could be that we go here later on the week and not now. So yeah, and then going like a little bit lower time frame. One of the things that I like here is that we have the edge high with the smooth edges. So initially I was waiting for something bullish to form to go to these edge highs. So I guess I'm remaining bullish, but this is looking like we might go lower to then go higher. So um, I'm doing good, Andres. How are you doing? Yes, has $5 mark in a row now. Well, what time frame? Oh, oh, oh. I don't like the 4 hour sweep. Yeah. Oh, that's yes. Yeah, I mean, the 4 hour chart is not looking bullish. That's the truth. Because we swept this high here. We are on C3 of a possible swing lower. Thoughts on gold? Uh, let's say gold, but I was completely uninterested. It's not moving like quite that much. We've been ranging for the past days. Um, to be honest, I was like we completely inverse this fair value gap here on the daily chart. So I would expect a move higher on gold. But if you then go to the lower time frame, it's just really hard to see anything. We swept this four, like we went past this 4 hour gap here. Let me see where's Asia high. Asia's right there. If I have to sit at this, this, and this. That's a consolidation. We tapped into my plus manipulation, we tapped into minus manipulation, so it's respecting this plus and minus manipulation range, but ultimately I think we can go higher into this high here. But I don't trade gold that much, I always say it. So my analysis on gold could be really bad. But I would expect a move higher here on gold. Let me check one thing. Yeah, yeah. We're also respecting this hourly fair value gap here. So we have for gold, bro. So we have different signs of things here that we could consider. Is it NQ setting up for a long move? It could be. See. Something like this would be really, really risky. Liquidity sweep. Um, um, Yeah, I know. Maybe just waiting for for a closure below, like above this high, would be just best, and not take this. As I think this is just still really um really risky to take. And also, let me see the risk parameters on this. Yeah. And then, or anyone asking, I'm not. You're in, Andres? Okay, someone had the balls here to get into this. I don't have them. For someone new, I'm not in this trade. If I'm on a trade, you're gonna see that I have my limit orders in, or you're gonna see the bracket orders here. Harvest on Monday. Yeah, like if you're risking accordingly, you're doing good. So yes, I was saying, for someone new, if I was in the trade, I'm not taking this trade right now. I'm looking for a closure, like a stronger closure above. Yeah, we have time. We have time. That's true. So yeah, if I was in the trade, you would see that I have you're gonna see the bracket orders here, um, with the PNL and everything, just for anyone wondering. Yeah, I mean, those highs look really good, but the thing is, we can still keep going lower, like sweeping constantly the lows. We've seen this the past week, and we managed to catch the good move. And there you go. I really want to see how we go lower again, blah blah blah, and then we tap into this the daily open here. It is hot here also. Where do you have the stop loss under? Like on the low? Okay, let's see if you can get saved here. No. Really slow price action. But we are used to this, guys. We've been trading this type of price action. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, but that's why I never check for YM. Like I think it's just extremely a couple between YM and QNES, and in QNES are the ones that tend to move more equally. So that's why I always try to not check YM that much, because like if I had to check YM right now, probably the conclusion would be to just not trade. Because if I see that big of um of a discrepancy between the two assets, it's just crazy. My reason for saying it is previous 15 close rejecting, so I was expecting like a POC for the next 15 candle, and it yeah, true. I mean, I could see your logic here. Also, that's why we went through this. Like, and I also plotted it. But for now, like the price action is just like you see. I mean, we had a break on the structure here, but ultimately you want to see break this high to actually confirm. So I guess it could be like an anticipation trade to actually see if we can reach this high. But for now, it looks like we're just grinding lower, and I think we need to find an area where we really want to find support. That's why I'm looking for. Let me mark out. I don't know where is midnight. It's way higher. It's extremely high. It's around here. We just have the daily open here. Mhm. Like for me here would be just perfect if we now, like if we moved lower, like if we did something like this, if we move lower, we swept this low here at the same time. We tap into the daily open, and then we start moving higher. That would be perfect. Like if I have to frame something, let me just get rid of this because this trade already failed. Nothing to look at. I guess so. But I mean, I wish this goes higher just because you're in the trade, Andres. I could prefer that you don't get the L here, get the stop loss. Oh boy, we're 74 people here. It's crazy for a Monday London session. You guys really wanted to trade this week. Sorry guys. Really, really slow. It's been like close to an hour already. Crude oil, same place. On crude oil, we went for the high that we marked out here. So that was my draw liquidity. I think on crude oil, now that we took this high here, if I'm if we're being able to go to minus manipulation, we might look for a short here. Hey bro, I just got home to Miami from Miami. Do you think I should just go to sleep and wake up for New York, or there might be a long setup on the queue? To be honest, I think today is a good day to just go take a nap. Usually when we take a trade during London, it's extremely clear what's I mean not what's going to happen, but I think we have a good read and we can see how price uh makes or creates whatever we're looking for here right now. I'm just going with the flow of what the market is doing, and so far nothing is telling me that we might have the long move that I really I'm looking for. So you're good going to sleep and tuning in for New York. Also, it's just Monday. We're gonna be streaming here the whole week, and I think we're gonna like I'm sure we can manage to get more trades in the week if we don't manage to get anything here. So I think you're good. Oh yeah, I was checking crude oil, right? We tapped into these highs here, are down here. I think we can go to minus manipulation. That would be perfect. And then see if we can get a short there. I don't know. Let me just way better. Juno, what's your goal talking about prop firms in payout? What would be the amount spending that is achievable with prop firms? Something achievable 50K per month, 100K for you. I think like we have two different things when talking about prop firms. One is the sim funded stage where you're not trading live. Um, I think trading sim funded realistically, like obviously the limit that you can get, like it's like there's limit, but the limit is extremely high. You can make a ton of money. You've seen so many people do it, like not so many, but a few people do it where they make millions out of them. That I think that's an exception. I think you need to focus on something realistic if you want to be consistent. For me, um, this year hasn't been the best so far. That's the truth. When it comes to prop firm trading, I did good with live trading, but not that good with prop firm trading. But something for me during 2025, 2024 was to aim for an average, because being consistent enough that each month you have an expectation of, let's say, I don't know, 20,000 a month. It's really hard to meet that expectation trading prop firms because it's a hard game. Overall, I would set a goal, like an annual goal, or an average monthly goal during a span of a year. Um, Something achievable that I've been doing is like something between 10 and 15,000 a month average. That's something that you can achieve. But again, you're going to start getting banned on some of the firms. You're going to start facing different changes on the accounts you're trading. Like, for example, for me, like I was trading Apex. That was pretty much my main firm. I was trading 12 or 13 accounts, I think it was. I was pulling good money out of this. Let me check if we can long this. The thing is, we didn't tap into the take the open. Let's see if yes did. Yes didn't. Oh yes did. Previously we have SMT at this lows here, so we could try this with low risk maybe towards this size again. I don't know. So yeah, the bad thing about trading prop firms is the changes that comes with trading prop firms. So I think that the end goal for everyone is to just make as much as possible in a time window of 2 or 3 years, and then use part of this gains to open up a live account. Because I think it's better to just trade your live capital rather than going, for example, live with a prop firm. Just used to have the rules. You're using, at the end of the day, your money, but you're still facing the rules of prop firms. That makes sense. I think something achievable is like 10K a month straight away. You can achieve this. It's not going to be easy, but you can do it. Yeah, I think we're going to take this trade. We have the previous 15-minute low here. 15-minute low. I'm going to reduce the risk here a ton, to be honest, because I don't think I want to. That's also S&T here. We can check gold now, Akash. Are you already short on gold, or you're looking for shorts? Let's see crude oil. Crude oil. We swept the highs here. We didn't have minus manipulation. We might be going lower here on crude. Crude. Nothing. We didn't close above the breaker here on NQ. That would be the breaker. We didn't have a confirmation yet. Again, if I take this, it's going to be really low risk trade. I don't want to put that like too much on the line on a trade like this, where price is really slow, like it's moving really, really slow. I'm using the whole thing as my motivation here. We didn't get the close, so I'm setting my stop loss below the fair value gap, and my 2R still fits inside this liquidity areas. Hello, hello, good morning. Boring session, yeah. That's pretty much, I mean, all the sessions have this phase where it's just extremely boring. And then all of a sudden we get like something that we can take and it pays off. But it's part of what London session trading is. Just extremely boring. Oh, we closed above. I don't know if the closure is good enough here. Because we slightly closed above. I don't want to jump in here too quick. I'm going to go with low risk. Let's see. Limits are in. Let's see if we can close this one also as a bullish one, like as a green candle. Okay, I'm in. Risky entry because this closure was like this candle here. It's not just the best one closing above the breaker. The risk here is just 1 minute, so it's basically 220 on risk, so it's really small risk. So yeah, Just move this here, here, here. That's going to be the, just remove the session labels. This is the buy side liquidity. It's 10. So what we are playing here is just this 15-minute sweep, like this 15-minute sweep low that we formed here with the SMT also, and going for part of this 15-minute highs here. That's the play. That's what I'm trying to look for. A small move higher, basically. Go. As always, we're gonna start, like if we start moving towards the take profit area, we're gonna start looking for areas where we might want to go for a break-even decision making here. For me, I think going break-even after a good closure above this high, it would be wise because we take liquidity. Like we said that this is like the main draw on liquidity, this low resistance, this high, this high, this high. So after we take one of these highs, I think it's going to be wise to move break even because we, like, price is not strong enough. We're moving slow. I think if we take this high, you can see the prices. I'm like, yeah, it just bought. Let me just see if I can fit it somehow. Can you see them now? I don't think so, right? No, you cannot see all of them. Uh, this is, let me just see if I can switch canvas. Can I scales on lines, stack on the right. Okay, you should be able to see it now. So as I was saying, yeah, I know. Michael, you should be able to see it now. Uh, right? You can see it? No, you cannot see it. What the fuck? It's just snapping hold through the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot make it fit on the screen. Sorry. Now they're here on the right. Yeah. I cannot make it fit the screen. But basically, like, this is the entry here is at 2700 27,423. The stop loss is set at 27,412. Take profit is at 27,445. Break even point for me is 27,435.35. Basically, I'm gonna make sure it's fixed for the coming streams. Again, as I was saying, this my break even point if we manage to go higher somehow. Yes, please zoom out a bit. We're trying to fix it. We're trading again. Let's check. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's the right side. It works. the take profit for me is 27,445. We tap in the fair value gap. Let's see if we can survive this move lower. And I think this could be back and forth PA, yeah, like not the best price action. That's also important that we close above this line here because that's the previous hourly low. I don't usually add to trades. It has to be something really clear to me, like the last trade that we took that we added one contract because we could form another trade idea as like leverage the previous trade idea into a new one. Okay, let's see if we can close above this hourly high here and see if 4M open moves price higher. That would be perfect. Again, break-even point is set to here, so if we manage to get to here, that's where we go break-even. For now, we're just surviving. Price action is just extremely weird. Let's see if we can somehow get a push higher. So yes, I was saying I don't usually add to trades since like my risk parameters are pretty clear beforehand, like before taking the trade. So I prefer to just stick to my initial risk or risk accordingly. Like I wouldn't add to this trade because again we're super low time frame. London's not moving the best. We also like high time frame wise we don't have anything extremely clear. We're just playing a 15-minute sweep and then we can be playing this 1 hour possible swing if we manage to close above the previous hourly low. So high time frame is not like we are tapping into a 4-hour fair value gap or something like this where it's extremely clear that we might have a move higher because we tap into a really important high time frame area. So that's why the risk is low. I mean, price holding this area makes me feel quote unquote a bit comfortable. It's like we are around the entry, so that makes me think that we might have a good entry. Anything could happen. We can still go lower, but let's see if we can hold through what's left of the 3 a.m. candle. Yeah, we fixed it, Michael. Yeah. But hey, we are used to this. Like some of our London trades are like or extremely quick, where we get in and out in like 3 minutes, or extremely low, where we really need like a whole 15-minute candle or two 15-minute candles on the 1 minute to actually see the trade play out or not. Again, key thing here is to close above this blue line. London is nice indices were like for slow usually. Yeah, you know, like it ends up moving like nice. It's like at the end of the day, it's just that the price action on the lower time frame is like different, like compared to what New York is, like what we are used to doing New York. So I'm gonna move this previous 1 hour low. Like what I really want to see for now is just the move towards the break-even point. So at this point, like we are just break-even, and if we get taken out break-even, it is what it is. But just think of being around the entry that much that it's a bit like weird. Yeah, like for me, it's just waiting for the closure of the previous, like above the previous hourly low, where I really want to see. Oh yeah, for sure, Jazz. Like London session is extreme. Like there's no point of comparison here. London is always way, way more slow than New York AM. I mean, that's why I say we are used to trading this type of markets, I would say, where it takes time for trade. Then when it moves quick, like in a couple or 3 1-minute candles, we're usually out of the trade. But in between the entry and that move, it usually takes long. Okay, 3 minutes to go. Would be really nice if we could manage to get a closure above this high here. Like if we can manage to get a closure above this high, I think we're good to go towards the break-even point. Okay, we push. How long? 28 seconds for this candle to close. I really want to see the closure above this high. And break-even point here. Like I think it could be like high time frame. I can get you the doubt that you have, but we are playing a really smart, like a small move on the whole scene of the market right now. So we're just playing a pullback, sweeping some sort of liquidity to keep going lower. I mean, that's the funny part, like the fractality part of trading in the markets, that it really depends on what you're focusing on. 1 hour hyperbolic gap. Do we have a 1 hour hyperbolic gap here? The small one? Yeah. But exactly. We need the markets need rebalance, and you can be either just flowing with the current order flow into like the high time frame, or like go into a lower and find another like way to see the market. Okay, we got the closure here about this high. 1 minute for 4 a.m. Let's just see if with 4 a.m. open can gives us the move higher instead of lower. We didn't sweep this high. Let me check. Yes. Yes. Damn, yes. It's just completely doing a completely different thing. See, that's the part. Like that's London session. What it took, how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like more than 10 minutes for a move low higher, and then one 1 minute candle just completely moves the opposite way. Okay, 4 a.m. Exactly. Ladder up, escalator down. We got to the entry again. I mean, yeah, the 1 hour closed the way I wanted it to close. That's the truth. Now, next thing, if we keep moving higher, we want to see a closure of this high, a closure of the break-even point. If we manage to go higher, and then go break-even and let it be. Really hard trade to go through so far. Okay, now let's see if we can get the push above this highs here for the break-even. Okay, that's something that I don't like. The fact that we moved higher here, we failed to go past this high, and we are out for a loss of 200 loss to 220 bucks loss. It was good at this point here at 401 where it had that push here. It looked decent, but yeah. And probably that's going to be like we have a 1 hour gap here, so crazy candle. Yeah, I know. Is it's always for I know. The thing is, like, we didn't even sweep anything here, like, to go lower at this point. Vitamin Q sweep it. Let me just now ES swept it, swept the lows, and Q didn't. Did ES sweep the high? No, ES, I think he's like ES is completely doing a different thing. That's the 323 high. No, ES didn't. Now we have the S&D with the S at the lows. But at this point, I don't think it's just worth it enough to keep going, like keep looking for higher. Yep. Eventually, it's gonna find support. I don't know where. Let me just carry up a couple things here. Boom, boom. Yeah, we just keep sweeping lows, like hourly lows, and going higher. And the thing is here also to go for shorts, it was also really hard to actually find something lower. Yes, crude oil. Oil keeps going higher. Let's see. Nothing. Like, I guess if I wanted to take something else, the only way for me to, like, exactly, there's no like point of interest to short anyway, so hard to frame both sides, I guess. But yeah, again, if I wanted to take another shot into this, I really want to see NQ tap into the daily open. That's my only thing, my only expectation, I guess. I mean, if we now go higher, that, that would be change. Previous hour. Oh, it's a shame that we didn't even get to tap into this high to go break even. I mean, yeah. Obviously, like I'm happy to take this loss on a trade that I took, like that I went with low risk. That's for sure. But that's why, like we talked about this many times. If you feel certain way when inside of a trade, like anxious, nervous, it's either because you don't believe actually in your trade idea or because you are risking too much. And it's usually the second, like we've said many times, it's usually the second thing that usually people risk too much. If you're okay, like if you're okay with the risk, whenever you just take the trade in your head, you're gonna unconsciously assume that you're gonna lose that money. And if it's okay with you, because the risk is good enough, you're gonna feel nothing when taking the loss. Okay, we tapped into the daily, we swept previous hourly high. Like, what is this thing gonna do now? What do we have here? We still have these highs here. Let's see on the higher time frame, maybe wants to make new low of the day. Maybe. Here we completely. Oh no, we didn't fill the gap yet. This one, 4 hour, and we're gonna tap into the 4 hour gap again. The thing is, it's completely on. Oh. And Q much weaker than ES. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Structure on ES might look a little bit better. We tapped into a 15-minute gap right now, which is completely unbothered that we tapped into this. Uh, uh, yeah, let's see if we start moving higher from here. Still really slow. Like the only movement that we had was at 4 moving lower, and now we slow down again, and the whole grind down has been really slow. Did you get a chance to check the H5 stats for 5 done? Maybe it was best. Oh no, I didn't check. No, I didn't. I didn't. I need to do this. I didn't have a moment. Let me just note it real quick so we can check on this tomorrow. Okay. Time to wait, but the thing is, I don't know if I'm gonna take anything more. It was enough. is yes doing same thing. Are we gonna go higher from here? Guess we could retry along. This same risk as before. Thing is, we have this 5 minute gap. It's it's risky again, same as this as previous one. Five. It's risky. I'm just thinking about it. 5 minute. The thing is, the break-even point would be a closure or the tap into the 5 minute gap. So basically now for me, and then the take profit on that high. I just want to see what we do here. To be honest, maybe if we manage to go lower again from here, get into the entry, I can take it and try to take the take profit way higher. I guess I just missed the chance to get into this trade. We're fighting against this 5 minute fair value gap. Check the 15 minute. How 10 minutes for the new 15. I mean, that would have been better if we reach this 4 hour gap again here or long. Fair value gap. That's the breaker. Doing something like this one. What is oil doing? Oil there, with a breaker block, and Q still trying. It's probably not the best trade, and um, and maybe I'm not like not maybe, like pretty. I'm sure I'm not gonna take it if we now get to the entry. You know, 15 minute and Q. Like it seems that it wants to go higher because we are trying to fight a 5 minute here. What would be the logic of that trade? So we tap into this 15-minute gap at the same time. This 15-minute open swept the 15-minute preview. So we have the high time frame. We have that EOI high time frame and also a 15-minute sweep. The time frame alignment for this trade, like on the 15-minute, is going to be the 1 minute. So here we go. That's the sweep, that's a 15-minute gap. So that's the high time frame context. Going lower into the 1 minute based on this sweep, we have this 1 minute breaker, and there it goes. Basically, looks like it's working out perfectly straight from the the entry now that I didn't take, but it's okay. I think being cautious here is also really important. I don't know if anyone took that trade, but looks like it's gonna go for the 2 hour based off of the breaker here. Let me just check just how much would have been to get into with 1, 2, yeah. But again, at least we saw the logic of this trade. We just didn't execute on it. We just had a good rate here. We're gonna close above now on the 5 minutes, so I would think we might go like even higher here. To be honest, there goes the 2R from the breaker. Sadly, I didn't take it. But yeah, now we completely close above this inverse fair value gap here. So that's a plus IFBG now. I wouldn't be surprised if we even go for this high here. I mean, it's basically the same logic. The only different, like the same logic as the trade before. The only thing here is that we had a 15-minute fair value gap. That's the only difference. On the previous trade, we were trying to play a 15 in an hourly swing without a fair value gap. In this trade, we had the 15-minute swing and sweep, liquidity sweep, and the 15-minute gap. I think someone asked, yes, like on the last stream, what did I prefer? If like a liquidity sweep without a high time frame fair value gap, or like if the high time frame fair value gap was something like really important. And I think this example shows it. Like I always prefer to have a fair value gap on my trades. rather than not having them, because they really help a lot on the outcome of a trade. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we are looking into a low time frame, like in and playing really small ranges. So you really need a really small move to actually make it to the take profit or the stop loss. Like in this trade, if you got the entry here at 423, you would have been out in 2 minutes, basically. The trade we got completely stuck. Thing is trying to go higher. Uh, Yeah, exactly, Andres. That's what I was thinking. Like if we now close bullish on this 15-minute, like we don't really have nothing for us to get into the move higher now. We tapped into the inverse value gap here. Now it seems like we're moving higher. Uh, there's not even like a 5-minute gap to look for like a 30-second entry or anything. 30 seconds is too wild for me. It's too wild for me too during London, I guess. And we tap into this 15-minute gap, like 5-minute inversion here. Let's see. We just tap into this high 5-minute fair value gap right here now also. We don't have any 15-minute. rid of this because the trade is over. So check the 15-minute. Yeah. We touching this 15-minute gap, sweat previous hourly high on the 15. Like maybe market is just it's just gonna keep doing the same thing. Like we sweep a low, we go higher, we sweep the high, and we go lower. It's just doing the same thing over and over and over. Maybe we can frame something lower based off of this. But that would be extremely risky on a 30-second chart. Nothing. Yeah. I think like we're pretty much done with the session. Um, we had a great read on this last trade, and I was really unlucky, I guess, on this one. Probably I should have moved break-even earlier on this trade. That's the trade that we took before. Let me go over it again. Oh, I just plot it again. I'm not gonna take anything from here. That was the trade. I was having a wider stop loss here below the fair value, and that was pretty much the trade that we were looking for. That we didn't get, sadly. At 4 a.m. we just went lower. So yeah. Anyone has any question? Because probably we're gonna end the stream here. It's sad that we saw this trade here that didn't end up executing, because now we might be going for the highs that we initially framed. Let me check crude oil once more. Nothing. Nothing. And Q is now going higher. And or I'm just really, really annoying open at 4 a.m. Okay, no questions, guys. Something that you want me to go over before we end the stream? If not, we can end it. And we're gonna see each other tomorrow again for London. Well, throughout the whole week, so I'm gonna be streaming every day London session. All right. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone for tuning in once more. I think it was a great stream, regardless of the trade. Yeah, that's it for everyone. I guess we had slightly good read, but the market didn't move right away. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Monday. Good luck with New Year's session. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.